Graggedy.
My boy, what's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ernest Chinsley III.
Ah, Jamil.
Yo, so, Jay.
Yeah.
I was trying to get up with you yesterday, and I'm actually glad I didn't because Terrence Crawford comes out with his live, explaining his side of the negotiations. But what Greg Hackett always says, there's three sides: Earl's side, Crawford's side, then the truth. Everybody has different perspectives of what they see.
Yeah.
Earl Spence comes out with tweets, and them dudes just went back and forth for like 3 hours.
Yeah, he was bugging.
What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
So after hearing everything, like the first, like when the shit started coming out about Bud capping, Bud this and that, I'm like, man, let's see what Bud got to say. Just so happened he jumped on live. So I'm like, all right, I hear the live, and I'm like agreeing with a lot of shit he's saying. Everything don't sound authentic, but I'm agreeing with a lot of shit because I know how the business go because I was on the B side of it. So I heard and seen a lot of bullshit. So I'm like agreeing with it. Then when Earl starts, checking some of that shit, I'm like, damn, like, yeah, Earl could be telling the truth too. But then I'm like, the third part. So when I say three sides to a story, you got Earl, you got Bud, and then the truth that I believe, this shit is all planned. I believe this shit is all a gimmick. And the reason I believe it's a gimmick is because it's almost too easy for them to go back and forth. When you really mean something, like when you're really serious about something, you're going to say what you got to say, and that's the last time you're going to say it. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. And then when I look at the two men, I'm like, these two grown-ass men, they got families. And these motherfuckers on Twitter, and they going back and forth. Listen, I talk a lot of shit. I'm not about to sit here and be typing a lot of shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna keep doing it, like going back there. Like you said, they was ripping that shit for like 3 hours. I went to sleep on some of that shit.
Yo, I did a video. I wake up, it was like 8 tweets that came afterwards.
Yeah, like they was going hard. Then De La Hoya chimed in. Like this shit got crazy. I honestly think, after thinking about everything, Al Haymon is a mastermind, and I believe, honestly, just myself, that he told Bud, listen, if they gonna give you that money over there, young man, go get that money, right? I'm gonna make this fight with Thurman. Why? Because it ain't a bad fight. It's a good fight. It's a respectable fight. Anybody that don't respect Thurman and Spence fighting, then they just don't love boxing. Because, yeah, we want to see him and Bud, but at the same time, this is a great fight. Keith Thurman is one loss in, and it's only to Pacquiao, and it wasn't by knockout. I respect Keith Thurman at the end of the day. I respect all fighters. I talk my shit, I do, but I respect all fighters because it's tough just getting in there. But that's a respectable fight. So I believe that Al Haymon say, you know what? Go over there and get that money from Black Prime. Let them do what they gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and occupy Spence with this Thurman fight, and y'all two go ahead and get the soap opera popping. And next year we'll go ahead and get it done. That's what I believe. That's what it came down to, because I can't figure out why two grown men is going back and forth like this. I can't figure it out, especially two guys who really not social media guys. Had this been Ryan Garcia versus Jake Paul, I'll be like, oh, all right, because that's what they into. These is two dudes that's not really into that. Earl, early in his career, was shutting shit down. People try to play with him during interviews, say little shit. He'd be like, all right, get the fuck out of here. And if you pay attention to the over time when they be on Twitter, they don't say much. Earl always short. He give you one sentence, 2 sentences maybe.
They was using words that, there's no disrespect, they was using words like provisions and
that's it. Now listen. I wasn't gonna go into that, but now that you said it, right? I'm sitting here like, somebody typing that shit for Earl. Because Earl, it was getting too deep with the words.
Yeah, the language.
Quotation marks and everything.
I ain't saying Earl's not an intelligent guy because I don't know him that well, but at the same time, the verbiage that was used, it was like, yo, this shit was ready to go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these clips was already loaded. It was ready. So it kind of made me feel like, man, you know what? They building the fight. And what better way to build it than the most popular platform right now, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? These are the most popular platforms, and they're using it to their ability. And I think next year we will see Spence Crawford, for sure.
First, that shit was very entertaining.
It was funny.
And the fact that because it didn't get too negative. It didn't get, like, it could spill over into the streets.
That's another thing, though. Usually when there's two guys wanting to fight, the bitch-ass nigga come out, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. It wasn't, the conversation not like that. They just shooting points back and forth. They'd throw a little something in there, but like, your ass no. But it was like regular shit. It was like, this don't feel real. It feel like it's just the build-up, and that's what I'm gonna take it as. I ain't really looking to dig too much further because it's giving me a headache, to be honest. But I like it because it's two great fighters, and they definitely gonna go at it. But I think this next summer is gonna happen, for sure.
If this was a work,
Yeah.
did it accomplish what it set out to do?
For sure, because, you know what I mean, a lot of people say, oh, this fight won't sell, Bud don't do the numbers, and Earl ain't interested no more, he just gonna go ahead and do it. But this made it like, oh no, we are interested now, because now everybody, if I go on my YouTube right now, this is all I see. Everybody talking about this back and forth. So come next year, this fight gonna happen, man. I believe it's gonna go down.
Who do you favor in that fight?
I'm a favor. Like I said, I'm gonna say this clear. I like both fighters. I love what both fighters do. But because of the way the styles mesh, I believe Earl Spence will take the early rounds. He gonna press Bud. He even gonna put Bud in some bad situations. But because the way Bud is, he's not a quitter, and he fight his way off the wall. I think he'll hurt Earl Spence in 6th, and then stop him in the 7th.
With the way this situation is happening, you're saying Crawford's gonna fight Evanesian, Earl's gonna fight Thurman, possibly.
Yeah.
And they fight each other. Is that the way to close out this era? Because neither fighter has fought Thurman. Thurman actually lost to a guy of the previous generation, a legend.
Right.
So is this the proper way to go out? Now you have either fought all the top guys at this at your current time. Is that the proper way for this to end?
Like I said, I think Al Haymon is a genius when it comes to business and when it comes to entertainment. And I believe he lining both guys up to make this more than a mega fight. And I think that's exactly what's happening. We're gonna get Thurman out the way because it's almost fucked up if you leave Thurman out of it. It is, if you be honest.
Yeah.
If you be honest, it's almost fucked up if you leave Thurman out of it. So we're gonna keep him in it. And we're gonna let him rumble Earl because it's easier to make that fight with Earl. Bud, go over there, go get you some turkey. We see you after Thanksgiving, and then come next summer, it's going down.
Yo, fans jumped in my ass because I've always felt like one of them dudes got to beat Thurman. Oh, he already lost. Well, no, but at the same time, no, like, we're considering these two guys the best welterweights of their generation.
Right.
But they still don't have a win over the third best welterweight, who people consider the third best welterweight.
Right.
So I feel like this is a good way to close out.
And you said it perfectly. Neither one of them has fought him. So how we gonna leave him out? That's tough. And he was champion. Same as Sean Porter was champion. Sean Porter was champion at one time, and they both fought him. So Thurman, how we gonna just let him hang out? Like, no, we ain't gonna do that. Get Thurman in the mix.
What if Thurman wins?
If Thurman wins, then that's gonna be the biggest wrench I've seen thrown in a long time. And it's possible. It's possible because they two men. Any man could be hurt in that ring. We say that all the time. And if you paid attention to boxing or any other combat sport, you see that. Anybody could be hurt at any given time. So that's why it's important that he fight Thurman. Or one of them at least fight Thurman, and then we go ahead and make it happen next year with Bud and the Truth. You know what I mean?
If by chance Thurman wins, do you want to see Thurman immediately go into the Undisputed with Bud or a rematch with Spence?
Depending on how good the fight is. If it's one of those fights where you're like, oh, I need to see that again. I need to run it back. If it's like that, then yeah. But if he clearly beat Spence, then yeah, get him in there with Bud, because now he got the real estate and he got the room to argue. You know what I mean? Now we want to hear Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? And this is possible because, like I said, this is two men who've been on that top level in the amateurs and the pros, so it's nothing new to them. You know what I mean? They just got to get it going. You know what I mean? But the only reason I think Al Haymon really did tell Bud that was a good move, or who I ain't even gonna keep saying Al Haymon, but that was a good move, is because listen, we not done over here with the paperwork, and we not done with with Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman is hanging around. Go if they gonna listen, if they gonna offer you that money, man, go ahead and get that money. Go ahead, that's a good job. Go get that money, right? But come back, and when you come back, I'm gonna have one of these dudes waiting on you. Most likely it'll be Spence when it comes to the odds, but I mean, either way, you're gonna be fighting next summer. I mean, one of these guys right here.